After months of requests and then subpoenas, the House Judiciary Committee heard testimony from Dick Cheney's Chief of Staff, David Addington, and former legal advisor of the OLC under the Department of Justice, John Yoo, about their controversial 2000 memos, which later became the legal basis in authorizing 3 categories of coercive techniques that led to the culture of torture interrogations in military prisons and extraordinary rendition. But when it came time for question and answer, the congressmen and women could barely get a straight yes or no answer.
It's the same question that I was asked.
Well, what's the answer?
First, can I make clear I'm not talking about...
You don't have to make anything clear. Just answer the question, counsel.
I just want to make sure I'm not saying anything.
You don't have to worry about not saying. Just answer the question.
I wanted to know...
What does implement mean, sir?
You're asking me to define what you mean by the word?
No, I'm asking you to define what you mean by implement. What do you understand the term to mean?
I mean, it can mean a wide number of things.
Okay, look, you contributed to the writing of the 2002 memo. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
The name on the memo was Bybee, but you contributed to the memo, right?
Yes, sir.
The memo was implemented at some point. Is that right?
What do you mean by implemented, sir?
What I mean by implemented is the guidance that was set forth in that legal memorandum was followed and put into action. Do you understand what I mean by implemented now, sir?
So you're asking me, was the
I
memo
just told
followed? Was the memo followed by...
I'm not going to get into semantical games with you in this 5 minutes. I need you to answer the question or refuse to.
And the hearing continued with evasive responses to no avail.
It's just wasting. They've been doing everything they can to evade the questions and waste time. And when we try to pin them down, claim that they can't answer the question because of some privilege or confidentiality. So it's been very frustrating. But I think people are going to see what we're dealing with.
It was Felipe Sands, a leading law professor and investigative journalist, who wrote in his book Torture Team that the men testifying are 2 of the 6 players who worked with top White House officials to rewrite Article 3 of the Geneva Convention and eventually legalize methods of torture for interrogation. This is the second time in barely 4 years the Chief of Staff to Vice President Dick Cheney has been subpoenaed to testify before the Judiciary Committee. The first time was the infamous Scooter Libby during the Valerie Plame CIA leak scandal. Despite the numerous I don't knows, not sure, and cannot answer coming from David Addington and John Yoo, the information in the declassified memos clearly depicts it was their legal advice in the memos that was eventually implemented authorizing coercive techniques which the world better knows today as torture. Jahan Hafiz, Press TV, Washington.